Hi everyone, Rooney here, and welcome to my channel. So I know we don't cover it often, and personally, I probably will never invest in it, but I always have an eye on my neighbor Alice. Because never underestimate the power of very casual feel-good games such as Animal Crossing in Stardew Valley. If my neighbor Alice is successful in converting it into a successful NFT game, then it sets a proper pathway for similar games in its genre moving forward. So let's dive into the charts just to see what's going on with Alice. So what I have here is I have the price action of Alice on a weekly time frame. And as you can see, after the high of around $28 right here at around November, unfortunately, we have since gone on a massive downward spiral, very similar to the rest of the crypto space, especially with our gaming cryptos. Alice at the moment is actually holding up fairly well. So from the all-time high of $28 and all the way to the wick right here, we have only fallen by around 93%. You're probably wondering, how is that a not too bad situation? Well, if you look at some of the other gaming cryptos that we have covered, we have already fallen by 99% for some of them, unfortunately. Now, the Alice price action, once again, we are going to apply a reverse Fibonacci structure very similar to how we have covered the rest of the gaming crypto space in order for us to identify the structures moving forward. Why are we doing a reverse Fibonacci? For those of you who are new to the channel, that is because every time you go into price discovery mode where there are no longer any references to the left, traders, investors tend to follow Fibonacci structures in order to project where price levels will be. That works for both upside and downside targets. So with my neighbor Alice, what happened was we were on our way to a wave 1 right here, a wave 2. If the market continued to be bullish right here, we were actually on the midst of a wave 3. Unfortunately, it got cut very short. This particular downside right here sort of invalidated our bullish 5-wave structure, and instead what we're going through right now is we are going through a 5-wave Elliott wave structure right here, but in reverse, where this is your wave 1 right here, this is your wave 2. This is potentially a wave 3 before the sideways consolidation of a wave 4, but we still have a wave 5 destination somewhere. So if we map a reverse Fibonacci where this particular price level right here is the 1 and the all-time high would be our 0, what you will see is a structure that looks like this. Throughout Alice's price action at the moment, it has been adhering to Fibonacci structures ever since, where price action, if you look at the candles, for example, once we establish this particular impulse wave, have been adhering to this particular level. We meet resistance, for example, for some candles on Fibonacci structures. Once we go through the levels, we ended up sometimes as support, but when we break down, what do we explore? We explore the chasms right here. The one right here for around $5.03 acted as resistance again for this particular candle. And because from the 1 and the 1.272, there's a giant chasm, when we finally capitulated from this level, we went all the way from the 1 all the way to the 1.618 right here, bounced back up to this 1.414, consolidated for a while. And if you realize the candles have a very narrow range, why is that? That is because from the 1.272 to the 1.414, there tends to be a more narrow range right here. But right now, we are playing with much more robust price action. That is because it's a bigger chasm from the 1.414 to the 1.618. So right now, we are around here. So the key level to really watch out for is this $1.90 range right here. We have wicked to it twice already, but we have bounced back ever since. But given that Bitcoin and the rest of the crypto markets continue to be weak, this price level is expected to be broken. The key thing to note is if we break down this 1.618 right here and go to the downside, from the 1.618 to the 2 is a giant chasm that has to be filled up. The next price level for Alice will then be the $1 range right here. However, just because we have identified the 2 as the $1 range, it doesn't mean that it is the final destination. We do have to account for more scenarios moving forward just in case the market continues to be very bad. The 2.272 target, the next one, is around 63 cents. The 2.414 would be around 50 cents. The 2.618 would be around 35 cents or 36 cents. And finally, the 3 range would be around 0.188. Given the strength of Alice, what can potentially happen is we can assume that everything, if the macro markets continue to be bad, will fall down around 99%. Right now, this particular 3 level will bring us to around there. So it could be safe to assume that if we continue our downward slide, then we will end up somewhere around this particular range right here, from the 63 cents all the way to the 0.18. Now that you know that we are adhering to a Fibonacci structure, then you can plan your entry points accordingly. Depending on where Bitcoin is, this is where you need to juxtapose Alice if you are planning to come into this project. Right now, for example, we are in the 1618, but Bitcoin continues to be weak. There's more probability of more downside action. So if we go to this $1 range right here, then check Bitcoin again. Is Bitcoin currently on the road to recovery, or is it still looking like it has room to capitulate even further? If that's the case, then you have more downside targets, etc., etc. That is how you should read My Neighbor Alice price action. You should not look at Alice's price action on its own, but within the context of Bitcoin, or within the context of the total crypto, and even the traditional asset market. So I hope that helps in terms of planning out your entry points and opportunities. We'll continue to monitor Alice every now and then. And this particular chart right here, we will not touch it for a while so that we can track our progress moving forward. Yo, before you go, like this video, subscribe, and share this video to your friends. Thank you very much and have a good day.